the midst of a bustling morning, the hum of city life in Washington, D.C. was shattered by an unimaginable tragedy. On January 30th, 25, a catastrophic collision occurred, sending shockwaves through the aviation world and deeply affecting everyone involved. This dreadful event involved American Eagle Flight 5342 and a Black Hawk helicopter, both of which tragically crashed into the Potomac River. As the scene unfolded, the U.S. Coast Guard and other rescue teams quickly mobilized, working tirelessly amid the debris to search for survivors and recover the wreckage. The haunting location, where the mighty Potomac silently witnessed this tragedy, became the center of national attention as rescue and recovery operations dominated the headlines. The crash claimed the lives of 67 individuals, including passengers, crew members, and military personnel. Among the deceased was Captain Rebecca Lobash, an aviator with the U.S. Army, whose identity was revealed by the Army after a brief delay at the family's request. Captain Lobach's dreams extended beyond her military service as she aspired to become a doctor and was known for her advocacy for victims of sexual assault. Her family described her as a beacon of hope, a bright star whose ambitions knew no bounds, and her loss resonated deeply with those who knew her. Preliminary investigations carried out by the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, began to provide insight into this tragic event. The CRJ-700 airplane was determined to have been flying at an altitude of approximately 3 feet at the time of impact. This detail was meticulously extracted from the flight data recorder, an invaluable tool in piecing together the final moments before the collision. The Army helicopter was reported to have been on a training flight, which typically involves the use of night vision goggles. However, it was unclear whether these devices were indeed in use at the time of the crash. This information remains a critical piece of the puzzle as investigators strive to determine what factors led to this fatal accident. Moreover, the helicopter was reported by radar to be flying at 200 feet, the maximum altitude permitted for its route. This discrepancy between the aircraft's presumed and actual altitudes is a focal point of ongoing analyses. As the investigation proceeded, one detail became particularly notable. An automated warning system broadcasted "traffic, traffic, traffic" shortly before the collision, as captured by the cockpit voice recorder of the American Eagle flight. This alert, coupled with a verbal reaction from the crew just seconds before the crash, underscores the suddenness and severity of the collision. Additionally, it was reported that the air traffic controller had issued a warning to the helicopter about the presence of the American Eagle aircraft, approximately 2 minutes before the collision. The timeline of these communications and the rapid sequence of events highlight the formidable challenges faced by both air traffic control and the flight crews in those critical moments. The human toll of this disaster extends beyond the immediate sphere of those on board the two aircraft. As the Washington, D.C. Fire Department announced the recovery of 42 bodies from the river, the magnitude of loss reverberated through the community and the nation. The identities of those aboard the American Eagle flight remain largely undisclosed, though many have been identified through social channels and personal disclosures by families. This tragedy, like those that have preceded it in aviation history, serves as a poignant reminder of both the marvel and fragility of air travel. Investigators are committed to unraveling the causes and circumstances surrounding this event, with the hope that future tragedies can be averted through learning and adaptation. In the wake of this disaster, questions around protocol, communication, and the use of technology during flight remain at the forefront of investigative efforts. How can such accidents be prevented in the future? What measures can be implemented to ensure that altitude regulations are strictly adhered to, especially during routine training exercises? These are questions that demand answers, not only from the aviation sector, but also from regulatory bodies responsible for air traffic safety. As we reflect on this incident, we must also acknowledge the resilience and dedication of those involved in the rescue and recovery efforts. Their swift actions and determination under pressure exemplify the human spirit's capacity for bravery and compassion, even amidst great sorrow. In conclusion, as the wreckage is painstakingly removed from the Potomac River and families mourn the loss of their loved ones, the echoes of this tragedy linger. It serves as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance and safety in aviation, urging us all to strive for a world where such accidents are relics of the past. As investigations continue, the hope remains that the lessons learned here will pave the way for a safer future in the skies.